Shalom, shalom. First things first, we want to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. And we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders of great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit of power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. We're in the time of the end, 2021, which is what? Hastening the coming of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, man. All right, we're in a time where there's a transition happening, man. All right, we're going from the old to the new. That's what you got to have your mentality in. If you in the ways of the world, the past world, you ain't gonna make it. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. And the mentality you got to have right now is what? We're in a change, man. This is a change of us. It's not just a taking down of Esau. It's a change of us also, man. That's why you got to have your mentality on what? We the people, man. We're the children of Israel. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're God's people, man. You're special to the Lord, man. All right, go ahead and get that for me, bro.
2nd Ezra chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 7.
Hey, get the whole all. It
says, then Azariah said, what should be the parting asunder of the time?
So what's gonna separate things? If you part something asunder, what's gonna separate this? What's gonna separate the time? What time we in? That's what time now. What does Habakkuk say? Measure out the time diligently. So that's what we're doing, man. We're measuring everything. We're looking at everything. And to measure, you must see, man. Go ahead.
Or when shall the end of the first, when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows?
So what's going to be the end of these times? What did the disciples say? The disciples actually, I was shy and said, what? Is the time where you're going to restore the day? So that's always been a constant motion in Israel. So why would we take that away? If your mentality is not on what time we in and when we going to get a kingdom, what does it say? Give him no rest till he make what? Jerusalem a praise in the earth, man. So your mentality can't be like, oh, I'm chilling. Because then you ain't in the right mode. Every prophet that's in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and Ezra was a beloved prophet. What did the Lord say? Go and fast these days and I'm going to come see you. Then fast more days. The angel said, you got to fast these days. He went on the incremental stages to revelations, man. Go ahead, bro.
And he said unto thee, Abraham unto Isaac, when Esau was born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So that means what? You got to understand that, man. That had to be imagine witnessing that. Imagine witnessing you're a midwife, because now you got a picture. How was women birthing? They weren't sitting on a bed and her hand and her leg was in the air. That's the modern day. She was squatting. She was squatting down just like the customs of our people was. That's why understanding customs is important. Then you can put a picture to what was going on, right? So she was squatting, and imagine a baby come out, bow, here come one, then the heel. So Jacob was pulling, like he was coming after Esau, man. And then here he come out holding Esau's heel, man. So imagine one baby come out, and then there's another one. Then that confirmed what you went to see the prophet. It says what? 2 nations are in thy womb, man. Go ahead, bro.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
So we're coming to the time of an intersection of change. We're coming to the time in an intersection. Even now in Esau's ways, what do you have? You have a stop sign. There's a meet, man. Esau's meeting at his intersection, and we're meeting at ours. It's not a coincidence that the elites are being known that there is an elite group. That there is a group of men that are controlling the world. Not that the coincidental that what? The children of Israel that have been in hiding are now known. Those two combatants, those two, what does it say, opponents. To have a fight, you must know the opponents. You must know the fighters. Just like when we watch a boxing match. We know who's going to fight, right? Yeah. Tyson Fury and the Wilder. We knew who was fighting. Oh shit, man, I'm picking this. So the world is witnessing a preview. All we've been telling people has been a preview to the fight to come. That's why it says when the enemy shall come in as a flood, he gonna raise up a standard, man. That means what? That's a fight. There's a fight coming to us. Jakes, if you don't know that Esau's declared war on you, then you're not in the spirit, man. You're not in the spirit. A nation that is powerful with high-tech weapons, high-tech equipment has declared war on you, man. And he's trying to kill you, man.
Got it.
You got it, brother?
Yeah. This is Genesis 27 and 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed.
And we still have that now.
Yeah.
So why is Esau, why is these elites moving the way they are? Because now we're starting to tap into that full blessing, which is what? The understanding of these prophecies.
Yeah.
That's why Esau watches us. He said, nah, we got to speed it up. Hell no. He done learned about the chariots. He done learned through watching the apostles and the elders, man. They've broken down things that Esau didn't have the knowledge of. He didn't have the knowledge. He didn't know how he was going to go down. He just knew he was going to go down. So he had a mindset of, he was doing all this shit with an unknown. There was always a gray area. Now we divulged it. We said, look, the Lord's going to come back in a mighty UFO and he's going to destroy you. He said, oh shit. Now he has the full, that's why he's got to move quicker, man.
It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Come on.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Yep. You got it, bro.
See? So Esau was upset because of number one, he realized he fucked up when he sold him the birthright. Then Jacob got the blessing also. So he got two blessings.
Yeah.
So Esau was like, man, listen, I cannot have this, man. I gotta get my blessing back.
Yeah.
So he said, I will slay my brother Jacob. And he's been doing it. Because
that's customary. Why did he say that? Why did Esau, now I'm just thinking in the spirit, this is just me extrapolating. Why did he say that? Because why? If Jacob was dead, where would the blessing go?
Right. Had to go to Esau.
So you see what these elites are thinking in their mind? They said if we can kill him, the Lord got to get the inheritance to somebody.
Right. Yeah.
So we're of that line. We're of that gene. So they're in the genealogy. That's why the elites, that brothers came out about that letter with John Rockefeller. He said, what? We must hide this from them, because if they find out, they will hunt us. Why do you think they said they were going to hunt him? What? Because he said, what? I shall send for many fishers. Then I shall send for what? Many hunters.
Yeah. Plus these elites, they know that hunters. So they're like, man, listen, man, we cannot allow them
to become hunters.
To figure this out, man, because Esau knows that payback is coming. He knows it.
Yep. And just like you brought out, bro, you said that Esau has his blessing. We just don't recognize it.
Right.
Does he not have the fatness of the earth?
He does.
He mirrors everything that Jacob received. Exactly. Everything, he got a blessing. So now the Lord gave him it's called a trial app. You know, I do insurance. So if you write up in a policy, there's a certain space, but say somebody's out of shape, they might be overweight, they call it a trial app. That means they won't pass it through. They won't certify you, but what they'll do, they'll go through a process of underwriting. They have to see if you'll be able to be insured. It's called trial app. So what the Lord do to Esau? He trial app. He said, okay, I'm gonna see what you would do if I gave you the blessing. And what did he do?
Destroyed the earth.
Yeah.
That's why it says he shall destroy him that what? Destroyeth the earth.
Yeah. Because it says he was left with that little space, man. You know, and see what he's doing with it. What is he doing, man? It said even the earth and more languish it because of the rulers that be, man.
That's right.
You don't get an earth break the genes or relax. You constantly trouble. You know.
And I heard you guys get a chance to highlight.
So you know you're Israelite?
Yes, brother. I follow.
Oh, you follow what people where you learn this truth from? You know, mind me asking.
I look at a little IUIC, Warren.
Okay. You watch GMS? Have you watched GMS before?
Not GMS.
Okay. So you know, with time you see everything going on with this with this Jabberwocky, right?
Oh yeah, with the COVID.
Yeah. So you see, like we were just saying,
before that I was watching the little dude on Truth Unveiled.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with that.
But the time we were they closed him down, man. He was really strong.
Yeah, they're clipping. You know why they're doing that? Because it's called they're controlling. Yeah, a main thing is because now they don't want controlled opposition. You see what I'm saying? And this thing going on with the Jabberwocky, he's declared war. We were just saying that he's declared war on you, man.
Well, that's that jab. That's when I see that. That's trying to call it Revelation 6. Then we get the power to kill before the word.
I mean, it's gonna. The point is what the main point. We're coming to Jacob's trouble because you know who Jacob is. That's Israel. So what's getting ready to happen is that we're going to come into a time of trouble that has never been seen before.
Oh yeah.
We haven't in the time of history. There's never been a time that you have something that can change your genetic makeup.
Yeah, they took that the animal and jumped the virus, so you take the gift.
Yeah.
But you know, if you eat like, you know.
No, I mean it's more than eating right. It's having because you got to take herbs, you got to do that. But the main point, you pray. You got to pray because who really gives you health?
Yeah, you got
exactly. You got to have.
I follow his strength because he put the herbs here for us.
Yeah.
That was our medicine. You know, I don't go to doctor.
No. Men are known for going to doctors. Because that goes back to the word pharmacia, which means witchcraft. So
it also means illusion. That's what I try to tell people. I said, when you're taking that medication, it's just killing the nerve, and you think you're getting better, and you're getting worse all the time.
Yeah.
You can't get the blood to your organ. It's going to just get back angry, and eventually it's going to get worse.
And a lot of the times too, which I recently found out, a lot of the surgical procedures and medicine is placebos. Your body heals yourself.
Yeah.
They put it in your mind.
Have a deep cup, man. You take a comfrey.
It'll heal it.
Pour it in there. Put a little paste of herbal tinctures on it. And it knit right back together.
You can it's called super glue. When you super glue yourself, even they say honey. They say honey is a natural Yeah. You can put honey on a cut. They see that in movies. Like you can put them on bullet wounds. Like honey is that powerful, man. Go ahead and read this for us.
Now this is Habakkuk 2.
And this is what you got to be in the mindset of.
It says 4. It says, and the Lord said, and the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tape.
And then that's what you see right now. All this you see, this sign is a vision. Because what vision was this? Ezekiel 37 chapter. The valley of dry bones. It says, stick. Take me one stick and put it in my hand and walk around the sun. So what was that vision of? It's a vision of now. So you're seeing a vision. This is what it's saying. When you see this vision, when you see the symbols, when you see this come to pass, then you can know what time it is. The Lord left us breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying? That's how you found yourself. You found a breadcrumb. I don't know how you came into the understanding of knowledge, but you found a breadcrumb. Okay. Well, yeah, let's see.
I was on
And when did the truth come? The 70s. The truth actually hit in the 70s.
So because of that, I was on.
Yeah. I mean, but in your time, I mean, I can ask you, really, you seen the hardship about.
Oh yeah, I remember when you walking. I used to be on this person.
Hey, but you see.
I'd have been
Man, he's the devil. Is he not the devil? He's the devil. Come on, go ahead and finish this one, brother.
It says, for the vision is yet for the time, that the end is just speak.
So what it is, it's spiritual because we're actually speaking.
Gary? What's up, dog?
You're seeing it now because you see what? He said he shall set up the, what is that, 2 Corinthians, where it says what? He has appointed us last, as it was appointed unto death. We're set up to come out here and we're made to be a spectacle. That's why we do, that's why even our garments, we're hated, but that's an important part because now you're paying attention. You're paying attention. Keep going.
It says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it.
Even when you come around that time of the 70s, it tarried. Now you seeing it gaining traction. Why? Because you mentioned multiple camps, multiple people that are pushing this truth. Exactly. So now it's intensifying. That's why it's the product. That's your slave master. Look for like, hey, that's a testimony unto him, because it says, "Don't put new wine." And come on. So for you to get out that mentality, we're in a time of where the Lord is quickening. He said, "I should make them a what? Quick understanding."
So I was trying to read the Bible.
That ties everything together. If you don't have reincarnation, you don't have the thread. Like they say, what is a net? There's a bunch of holes sewed together. You hear what I'm saying? If you don't, because it because it's an ongoing blessing. Yeah. If you even see, it goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden. You see what I'm saying? The same people you see today on this sign were being called Adamites. Adam.
Okay.
Okay, because you see Israel. Exactly, but it's the same promise. That's why it says Abraham. It really started with Adam. That was where the blessing, because what did the Lord bring to Adam? He said he brought him the creatures. That was a blessing. He got to name the creatures. He got to establish. He had the garden. He had the land. That say it's the best way to tell the stories from the end. So you already seen the end goal. Adam was in the garden, which was the land of Israel. Okay, he was set up. He was ruling over the creatures. He had a dominion. Yeah. Keep going.
And Judas begat Phares and Tamar, and Phares begat Ezram, and Ezram begat Aram. And Aram begat Aminadab, and Aminadab begat Naasson, and Naasson begat Salmon.
Come on.
And Salmon begat Boaz of Rechab, and Boaz begat Ebed of Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king. And David the king begat Solomon of her that had been wife of Urias. And Solomon begat Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begat Abiah, and Abiah begat Asa, and Asa begat Jehoshaphat.
The main thing this is going on is going into the genealogy of the Lord, because it's a blood thing. It's not talking about, oh yeah, anybody can just do, you know, come into this thing, or this blessing goes there, this blessing goes here. It's talking about a genealogy, right?
Okay.
Keep going.
Specific tribe.
Exactly. Now jump to hit this real quick. 11 to 14, brother.
Matthew 11 to 14.
Now listen close.
It says,
start at 13 for me, Papa.
It says, for all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John.
See? Prophets. That's going into prophecy. Where we're at now, right? Keep going.
It says, and if ye shall receive it.
So why did he say it like that? Why did it? Because this is in red. Yeah. You see who's talking, right? That's in red. So who's talking? You know, red letter Bible.
Yahweh.
The Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord, what you call Jesus.
Yahushua?
Yeah, what they call, okay, it's Yahweh
Call
Shai.
y'all the creator.
Hey, yeah, I get it.
Yahushua
I'm just for the case of this study,
Okay.
it's in red, right? So we know who's speaking now. It's from his mouth. Why did he tread like that? Why didn't he just say, hey, this is what it is, and this is what it is? No, he said, if you can receive it, because not all men have faith.
Because they don't have they're not wise enough, because they can't see past this world out here.
So now, understand this. Now I want you to fast forward with your position now where you're in. You got to understand that not all men will receive the full understanding of this gospel, right?
Some people just can't see the word.
Exactly. So now you can't just sit and be like, oh, that's why it says you must measure yourself. You got to see if you in the faith. You hear what I'm saying? You got to always look at yourself, right? And make sure that you in the faith, because that's why you can't be locked into certain things. Now keep going.
It says, and if ye, it says, and if ye will receive it.
If you will receive it.
Is Elias, which was forth to come.
So he said, this is Elijah.
Yeah.
He was talking about John.
Yeah,
Go
right.
ahead, bro.
So John the Baptist is Elijah coming back.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Reincarnated?
Yes.
Yeah.
They understood it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because
Where do you guys,
wait.
you have like classes? Man,
We're in class right now.
yeah.
I got a precept real quick, just to further proof.
I be reading the Bible and I be trying to find out how you come up with it. Like you have one scripture, then you go pull another scripture up. It says same thing in a different part of the Bible.
Yeah.
I'll be looking through the keyword to see the different ones that they have noted there, and I go back and it's not the same.
But
So that comes,
the
from
word-
just knowing the Bible?
no, it just comes from we've been taught. We're not just doing this, we've been taught. But it says precept must be upon precept. That's how we filter everything. Just like a filter. If you look at an actual modern day filter, what is a filter? It's water that's gone through multiple levels.
In this context, because the Pharisees and Sadducees, there was a point where they it was brought up to create an argument to take the attention off themselves about reincarnation. And one did believe in reincarnation and one didn't.
Right.
And so it was a little slick move to get them to quarrel amongst each other.
So is that like I had a brother, a friend, man, back about 30 years ago. He was like Muhammad. He said he was following the faith of Muhammad and went on a carpet ride and went all over. And I'm like, no.
It's not like that. You're coming back as yourself constantly. Your spirit
He really
inhabits
believes that.
bodies.
Okay.
So I want to
I
read
say,
this.
man,
real
you're not
quick.
going.
If I read
Check this out, check this out,
Ezra
my man.
chapter 14 and 35, it says, "For after death shall the judgment come."
That's why you see a baby come out deformed. A baby come out conjoined heads and epilepsy and all types of disease. What sin did that baby break?
I got one.
Right?
It was his carrier.
What?
It was his mom, his dad. What were they?
No. There's parents that have full good health,
Yeah.
good genes.
Yeah.
That why does a baby come out with deformities?
I don't know.
Why does a baby catch a bullet in the so-called projects, a stray round? The baby didn't do it.
We living in the time.
No, that's why the scripture says, "Who has perished being innocent." Now listen, let's fully go into it.
That's why it says, "For after death shall the judgment come." Right? When we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
You got it, bro.
So once you die, and you pretty much your spirit is everlasting. So once your spirit leaves the body, you go to the Most High and get the judgment in the spirit world, and then you re-inhabit a body and live out that judgment for whatever judgment there is meant for you.
Got it. Now,
Okay. And that was what chapter?
Second Ezra chapter 14 verse 35 is located in the Apocrypha.
Is there a way I can get a full Bible?
Yeah, there's
Has
a
all the
1611.
1611. You got yours in the bag, bro?
yeah.
I got one right here.
Okay, Con, look.
King James from Cambridge.
Are they hard to get?
Nah, Amazon. You get everything from there, you know?
$12 real cheap.
Yeah, easy. You might get a used one.
I want to write that down, man, because I want to.
No, for real. Yeah. Write it down. This is and this is even heavier too, because it's funny you say Yeshua and Yahweh, right? But look at the beginning. Go to the context form, because when this is what got me on this is the cut to the so-called Catholic Church, because in this Bible,
Catholic Church.
Catholic, yeah, the church. Period. The like you said, the advantage. What is it? 3-day advantage.
It's a cut. Really, it's a discredited pretty much proving how they not all connected.
I think it's like a couple pages. It's like a couple pages for the timeline. Once we show them that, keep going. I think it's like 4 or 5 pages in.
The table of contents.
So just go through Amazon?
And type in 1611 King James Version Bible. Is that Genesis? Okay, we too far.
1611?
I think it's the first page, eh?
No, it's like
1611 version.
For the sake of time, I mean, you can find it, but this don't have no letter J in it.
Okay.
This Bible has no letter J in it, and it's in Roman numerals. So that shows you that the names you're speaking is closer to the actual.
Oh, okay.
Look right here. Show them. So now this is the table of contents. You know, in every single Bible, right? Now look at Judges. Look where Judges is.
Okay.
What is it? Is there a J there?
No, that's I.
See? So how? So in 1611. So if we go here and we say in 1611,
King
there was
James
no
version.
J.
Okay. Because I be going through my Bible, sometimes I don't have that. And I got the keyword study Bible, but it's not the 1611.
Gotcha.
You can go back to.
So I be like, man, I need to have everything.
No, that's it. Hey, that like it us. Like we had to soak the wisdom up. Hey, when I seen that, I said, man, I gotta get. It was a must get.
And I just want to bring out a point. It's really the progression of letters and alphabets. Everything pretty much stems back to Hebrew, and it develops all the way to this time. Just like the letter A in the alphabet goes back to Alak, which means an ox head. A is like this, and it was turned upside the opposite way, and it was representative of an ox head. And we were pictograph or picture-based people. So if we want to say strong, we would draw a picture of an ox, and that would be the word for strong. Or like Bayah, it goes.
I know Moray. He's strong.
Okay. Yeah. So it's very important because it
well, the
like
meaning, you think one
name,
word means one thing, and you look it up and you think what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's why it's important. It's power in those words. That's the last one through dash, which is our holy tongue. And I wanted to bring out the point that when we started progressing through these other nations, Latin and Greek, that you got I came, I saw, conquered. I believe it's spelled with W's, like
Beach.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the apostles wrote like 40 of them. Alexander the Great hired them to write the Bible. So they wrote put it in Greek.
It's about the Great Library. They had a great library in Egypt that was under the guise of Alexander.
This was Alexander. At that time, he wanted to know the word.
Yeah, that's Alexander, the Library of Alexander.
These 40 apostles, they went into individual chambers and they transcribed the Bible and brought out all of them word for word.
Even if you look deep into Alexander knew Hebrew. He was learning the Hebrew.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great wasn't, because when he
wasn't a dumb person.
Exactly, he wasn't. A lot of the rulers aren't. You can't be a ruler just. But when he approached the priest, he knew he approached him because he knew that. I think was that Aristotle?
Yeah,
he was tutored by Aristotle tutored him, and Aristotle was black.
How long you been studying the word?
I mean, it's been gone like 10, 11 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, but we all, like it says,
I got into it in 2015. I became a believer.
We're a body,
I've been trying to learn more about it ever since.
Information that's out, and like the brother said.
Normally
earlier,
on the Sabbath, I'm at the house.
Yeah.
But I'm going on YouTube, man. I'm reading the Bible.
Hey, that's what you need.
The brother said that the prophets shall prophesy against many countries and great kingdoms, and this is a great kingdom that we're prophesying out against in this fashion, because if you compare, not to discredit or tip the tat, but what we're doing is we're prophesying. We're not telling you about blessings. We're not telling you about basic information like marriage. We're telling you about the importance, because the Lord said, watchmen upon the tower.
They have a lot of strength. It's telling you what.
Prophecy is the highest piece of information, man. It's the highest piece of information.
Yeah.
Just like Biden, he goes over there, these presidents, they go over to the Pope to their orders,
Hey, and now even going into the Pope, I'm gonna tell you something which our apostles brought out. There's something called a black Pope. That's the Pope that really runs things.
Yeah.
If you want to look it up, look at. I mean, it's
I've
well
heard
known.
that
It's the
name,
Black
but
Pope because
they don't talk about
everything
it.
works in secrecy. Everything is not. It's like levels. There's levels to just like now. Even in the governmental system, you have what the CIA. You have a secret version. It's
So the Black Pope, he's a shot caller.
Yeah, he's the guy that behind the scenes, because if you don't want, just like they do doubles, right? A lot of the leaders, they got doubles of themselves.
Oh, okay.
Just in case you try to knock one off, that's not really the
Get the
person.
real one.
That's what it is. And I got a quick precept for you too.
Okay.
And this is Job 3:7, and it says, let's start at verse 6. This is Job 3 and verse 16. It says, or as hidden untimely birth, I had not been as an infant which never saw light. Verse 17, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So when we go into the spirit world, that means everything is at rest. You go up there, the wicked, Israelites, you got the heathens, all of us go to the spirit world and we rest. Then we come back down.
What did he say to Lazarus? When Lazarus was so-called dead, he said he's just sleeping. What did he say to
that little baby?
Samuel, when Saul conjured him back, he was like, why are you waking me from my rest, my slumber? And he clearly was dead. You know what I'm saying? In the human, or in our terms, where he told him, why did you wake me from my sleep?
Yeah.
Because that's where we rest at. You know, and it's the spirit world is synonymous with resting. We never, our life truly never ends. We just sleeping in this dimension, for lack of better words. You know? Yeah. So our spirit is in the spirit world. We get our judgment, and we come back down here and live our judgment. It's a circle. And Ezra even asked the Most High. He said, well, look, he was the Most High telling them, look, I want to get everybody to the promised land, to salvation, basically, where the land of Israel is. He said, well, why don't you just judge everybody at once? It's like the world can't hold everybody at once. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a circle.
We're talking about that earlier.
You know, technically you could just bring everybody here, but this globe can't hold everybody. And that's why Esau is trying to, and the so-called witches, the so-called white man is trying to circumvent the system and trying to live forever, but it's not meant to be like that. It's not natural, because everybody got to come and leave. You can't stay here, and that's why they're trying to do transplants, and they're trying to do everything within their power to become God and to pretty much make it their rule. You know?
I think in the time that my understanding is the time when Yehoshua comes back to this part of the heaven, I call it part of the heaven. This is what we occupy, not the upper heaven.
Yeah, the third. Okay, we
so I think he's going to make those that are accepted immortal. That's what they really don't like.
Just like now,
they wanted that.
Just like now. That's why he's not coming back, because he
I tell people that oh no, that ain't what it is. And I said that's what he's going to do.
So I got a question: if we're gonna be immortal, how will our transition be? That's a good question.
I think that is something that the Creator is going to put
Well, let's get to the scriptures. Let's get in what happened when Adam sinned, because we were meant to be straight out the gate like that. Yeah.
But we didn't follow the word.
So what happened when we didn't follow the word?
We lost all that.
We lost our immortality.
Plus,
but what was
after so many decades, man back there was probably 10 feet tall.
Taller than that.
You know what I'm saying?
The Goliath was 15, 16, 17.
Over the span, we become less of what we were meant to be.
Yeah, we start shriveling up, you know what I'm saying? Become a base form of our past selves, especially Israelites. Okay, because you got it, brother, when Adam sinned, and it said that death came into the world. Adam didn't immediately die.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so death came into the world. We were meant to live up to 1,000 years, but the death. Let's get there real quick.
This is Romans 5 and verse 12. Wherefore, it says, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men.
So death. And can we get in Revelations? We talk about the sting of death.
So we're going back to where we transitioned from.
We're going to our old bodies.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're going back to the original Adam, getting getting into those bodies to where
I'm
we
trying
don't
to do
get.
everything I can do to be around her.
Yeah, hold on, go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
it don't. Long as you're in the right spiritual state, because the dead in Christ shall rise first. However it goes, once it's time for us to translate into the New Jerusalem, we're not gonna have these old bodies. We're not gonna have only thing, so we're gonna inherit the kingdom of heaven, fresh to start. So like, as long as we're in our right minds, within any point of the transition, whether Abarata's out there, I'm here to see Babylon fall, whether I'm not here or not, but the main important thing is that I remain in the faith.
Why you walking?
Because if these brothers stay after me, and the Most High take me physically from on this side, I'm gonna be there before them. I'm gonna be like, yo, hey, what's up? What's up? Come on through,
Fresh
man.
body.
You know what I'm saying? Come on through with a fresh body, and we all gonna have our fresh bodies. And I wanted to get to the point that we're transitioning into a process to where we don't feel the sting of death of diabetes, high cholesterol, getting shot, bad backs, cancer, flu, and all that's going to be wiped away. And it says that in Revelation that sting of death is going to be taken away from us.
Right. Yep. And new bodies even show you that right there strengthens reincarnation. Because if we're going to be new bodies, so what's the Lord taking? He's taking the spirit.
Right.
So if he's taking the spirit and moving that into a new body,
Nothing he can't do.
But now let's understand that he's taking a spirit. He's going to take the spirit out of us, and we're going to shed. He said we're going to shed these bodies. Right. So that's showing you the ability for a spirit to go from one body and go into another body. So no,
we're going to be in the spiritual form.
It's going to be a new body. It's going to what it is, because it's going to change our hearts. It's going to change our minds.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed.
Exactly. He's going to convert these bodies into new bodies. We're not going to sin no more. These are that's why I said he made the creature subject unto vanity. You're made to go off. You're made to not be perfect. There's no way you can do the law 100%.
And that goes back into not Revelation, where I believe it was Peter's when they say we're chapter into the chains of darkness.
That's right.
I try to follow sometimes.
No, it's okay. That's what we're here for.
Now, I wanted to say this too, because it's very important, because we talk about these bodies, and when you go to Genesis chapter 6, when they talk about the giants, people think that was angels, fallen angels. No, that was us, and we fell from a lower state because we fell away from the laws of the Lord. And then death came, and then that's when we got into these bodies that were subject unto sin.
Yep.
To where now we're in a low state. So once we get into the new covenant, what's going to happen? The law is going to be written in our inward parts. Our bodies are going to be made to do right. You're not going to get the urge to sin. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a phenomenal work.
My main thing is finding a soulmate.
No,
woman that's gonna follow.
Hey, no,
the women are going. Everything is going to be made right.
It's going to be made right.
You're not going to have to look for.
You're not going to get a good woman.
We're going to be the celebrities of the world.
I know it's possible to find one that's going to do the work.
Good luck.
1 Corinthians chapter 15.
That's got it. Holding it. That's the spirit. Look, listen close.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 51, it says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be
See? So now, just like this brother said earlier, sleep. That was the name of death. It's just sleeping.
Yeah, that's it. We should not all
sleep. Not all die. We should not all come into that position.
So you're going to be in this body. You're going to translate to another body.
Yep.
But you're not going to die.
You're not going to die for it.
Right. So there's really no such thing as death, really, because the only thing that dies is your flesh.
Okay.
But your spirit lives on.
It's really the transition,
right,
which is death.
While I'm in the flesh, I still like to have a lady that's doing the work.
Hey, I get it. Hey, if you burn it,
it's hard to
how about you find a lady that you can deal with, and then she don't got to be in the word, because you know what, the work is for you.
Yeah.
That's why it says the no, let me get you this. I must need, because it says the unbelieving wife shall be saved through the what? Believing husband.
Yeah.
So you don't need to find one that's in the faith, because if she's good to dwell with you and you enjoy her, then she can be saved through your works. That's why, because
I can't even be with nobody anymore.
I mean, I get it. I understand.
That's your standards.
I get it.
That's your standards.
I get it. You got to build her up too. And I got to tell you this: women are very like Plato. Yeah, a Plato, because the woman really, if you got a woman that's in a somewhat right mind, she'll attain to you. She'll pick up on your mannerisms. She'll pick up on the ways you are. You just gotta give them that influence. So you just find a base woman,
You gotta put the work in.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
gotta,
no,
yeah.
You know, all you gotta do is, we know respectable women, and we know like them hard-headed, just wild, and they,
Hard-headed.
stiff-necked type of women. So we know, even they may not know better, or they may respect you, because at the end of the day, like the brother said, it's really selfish to say, I need you to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your personal going. What's the agenda of the Lord for you to guide? You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
So I'm not really worried
Just
about.
to get them to quit eating the foods that they're not supposed to be eating.
Just think about your children. Like, you can't make your kid be righteous because they're too young to really understand. So how are they gonna make it from your guys, from your work?
Yeah.
So that can fall underneath women too.
Yeah.
You know, to where she may not believe, but she give you your peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She cook your food. She do her woman duties.
Well, even though they're not flawed, they're not flawed.
They all flawed.
We're all broke.
Yeah,
We're all
that's what
broke.
it is. That's why it's
Yeah.
selfish, because what happens when you do something? You know what I'm saying? It's like what the scripture says, there shall be no mercy unto those who show no mercy.
Mercy. Damn.
So here it is. They may be struggling more than you, and you're like, well, I can do it, why can't you?
Yeah.
And then you run into a situation where you can't do something, and then the Lord will like, look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
look at you. So if you can't, that's why it says that I brought that earlier. That's why it says he made the creature subject unto vanity. That's why the brother said something about what coming up, even your children. That's why children weren't under the law until the age of 12. You see that? So there's a transitional period. So you almost got to give these women a transitional period. You might find them, they're eating pork, they rolling Swisher Sweets, they doing all that. But your main thing is, really, what's the main thing? You getting your rock off. That's what you really want a woman for. You don't want a woman for a conversational piece.
No.
You don't. I mean, you can tell me that if you want, but I know you lying, you know?
I want them doing the Sabbath with me.
I mean, I get you want that. You want that because what do? You want what is because that's in our creation. That's what the Lord. That's why it says. He even told Adam that. He said he seen Adam that he was lonely.
They have to do that. If they can't do that, I don't need it.
I mean, I get it, but you gonna have a hard time with that. I mean,
Plus, the Bible does say, deal with a woman with wisdom, though. Now, she may not believe what you do, but as long as she gives you peace, and as long as she is pleased to dwell with you, and she gives you peace, and she leaves you alone,
don't interfere with me. Keep in mind.
You got a job.
Then
to
that's
do.
fine.
Really, you got a job to do.
Yeah.
You need to get things done that
Right.
you need personally.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's all she there to do.
That's it.
Is to be a
Make my life
helpmeet.
better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah, she's your
Be able to
helpmate.
do
Yeah.
that.
it's like this. If you're an engineer, you're not gonna take your woman on the job and be like, yeah, baby, this is what we need. She don't have the education you do. She's not primed in the work you do.
Plus, I want to do the feast.
I mean, hey, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
That's why the Bible said
Patrons
if
to
you
the
have a
Creator,
woman,
you know?
you should have trouble in the flesh.
In all reality, if she never did a feast with you and you did all the feasts, then would you save your household? Yes, you would. So that's what matters. Not if she do it or not. What it does, it would be better if she did it.
Exactly.
But it's like if she doing her job as a woman, her job as a woman is to assist you and fill the voids there. A woman has always been there to add
If
unto the man.
they're doing this religious thing, man, I can't mentally. I can't accept it.
I mean, hey, that's your because you a man. You do what a man sees fit. If you can deal, that's why
it's always going to be a problem.
That's why the scriptures say if she be pleasing to you. You got it, brother?
Yeah, I got it.
Check this out.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 12.
Mhm.
It says, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord, if any brother hath a wife that believeth
Say.
not, and she be pleased to dwell with them.
If she be what?
If she be pleased to dwell with them.
So that's the like he was saying, like the brother saying, that's the point. If she's pleased with you and you cool and you like, you know what? She alright, you know, I can deal with her. You're not gonna find a person. You ain't gonna find Ruth. You ain't gonna find no kind of ancient biblical women. You ain't gonna find that here.
Yeah, you're not.
Solomon said he
you're gonna find
looked
Esther.
all through the world and he only found one
Look,
good woman.
look.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all hear what he
I don't
said?
want no Jezebel.
What'd he say?
He said, with the woman became the beginning of sin.
Oh, he brought the precept out. That show you the demons. What is demons? They're intelligent.
Now,
so the spirits that are on them
right.
brought out the precept for us.
And plus, if you have a woman, you won't be able to spend a lot of time with her either.
Yeah.
Because it says this, 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Basically, be in the mindset that you don't have one.
Yeah, but
Because you won't be able to spend time with her, but you'll still have to take her out in all this.
Because you got to do your manly
Because
duties.
it's balance in it.
Yeah,
So,
because you got to actually physically,
What's the manly duty with that?
physically deal with it.
You got to deal with it. You got to pop her. That's the main thing. You got to pop
It
her.
says render the woman due benevolence.
yeah.
And that's proper affection.
Time.
You can't leave her like, physically without that for months.
Yeah.
She's gonna naturally want it. And that, like it says, if your spirit burns, then go marry. You don't sin. Like, so if you got an urge,
Oh, we gotta be married.
I mean, sex is
I was
marriage.
Sex is
breaking the
marriage.
word.
Sex is
We know
marriage.
that.
Sex is marriage.
Sex is marriage.
Because how was marriage in the ancient world? That's why you had a token. When you, a token, because really we're supposed to have virgins. Okay, so when you lay down, you lay down a woman and you lay down a sheep and you popped her. That was the culmination of that because when you had a dowry, a dowry. So say you have a daughter, and you give your dowry unto your woman. So how would you solidify that? How would you end that? I might give you half the shekels now. I might give you half the 50 shekels, right? And then what? Give you the rest when I see that that's the fulfillment. Or we might just hold off until that time. What is the sealing of that contract? That token. That's why the sheet'll come out as a signature, pretty much like a blood contract. Because once you see that blood on that sheet, then you know that what I got what I paid for.
So you gotta have a bird.
You know you should want it.
You wanted that. That's not no. Whoa, no. That's what I'm just giving you the way. I'm just giving you the old way. Good luck, man. That's like finding what does it say? That's a small diamond in a big place,
Now, just like now, how did Isaac and Rebecca marry? Because after they went,
You got it.
Go
This
ahead.
is Genesis chapter 24, verse 67.
Listen.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah.
How'd he take her? He didn't take her for a date. He didn't take her out for lunch. He took that box. He took that box. He laid her down. He gave her the due diligence.
And took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Because sex, it consummates the marriage.
Because you humble the women, especially.
I was talking to a lady and she was
Hold on, bro. Listen, brother, talk.
When you humble women, they become submissive to you. Especially when you're laying with them. And you lay with a woman, they'll cook for you after that, man. They'll do all that. And it's not just coincidence that it's like that. We're programmed. It's in our DNA for women to be humble, for them to be submissive. That's why they can't understand what Satan has given to them, which is the ability to rule over a man. They don't understand what they're doing.
Too much power.
Now they don't want a man, but they need a man, but they could do without a man, but yet they dealing with men and having babies. You know what I'm saying? It's like this conflicting thing
it's
of
confusing.
them not needing a woman, but not needing a man, but needing a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why it's haywire. That's why the laws are written. Like, you be submissive unto the man. You follow the man you lead. You go out there and work and you do this and that. That creates peace. The laws were written. That's why I always say to people, the laws were written for us. It wasn't written for the Most High to say, okay, I'm glad you did what I told you to do. No, it's written for us for peace. And if we were to keep the laws, it would bring peace on earth.
That's why it says, he that wandereth out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So the laws were given to us. It's a manual, just like you got your car, right? What's in your glove box?
Manual.
Right? What does that manual tell you? What oil to put in that car, how much air pressure you need, what happens if there's a light that comes on, it's messed up, it'll indicate a light. That's what the Bible is. The Bible is a big indicator. It tells you what to do with your body, it tells you what to eat, what to put in your body to make sure your body runs on a high level. And even with women, you said something about with the food. The best thing is you deal with a woman, hey, you slip it, you be like, hey, women's pH is heightened up by the food they eat and their box is better. And their bodies run because that's
they go wrong.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you be like, hey, you don't put it to a way, you coming with the like, the Bible, they feel like, you telling me what to do. But then you coming like, hey, pH, women's pH is heightened. That heightens their fluidity in their body. You get what I'm saying? So you're putting it in a way that they can understand. That's why, because what is our name? Israel. But what were we before? Jacob. Jacob means what? The supplanter.
Yep.
So if you really want to use because you're the prince of the power, period. But what is your nature? You're a supplanter. So you got to come with a supplant mentality. You got to be like, hey, this is what it, because they will see the benefit in it. Oh, that'll make my thing better. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
That's why it speaks about enticing the maid.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Like,
that game. That's that word.
You can like it's like a woman persuading her to do better. See, by you saying, well, you know that if you eat this, then your body will work better. Then she'll start doing it.
Yep.
They say
All because you persuaded her to do it.
I happen to be doing liver flushing, cleaning out the colon, taking herbs.
Man, what do you think we do, man? Hey, that's because what is that?
That's just my.
But you know what that is, though, because that's not a coincidence. Just like it says, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Once you get into this Bible and then this word, it cleanses you. You don't want to eat the way you ate. You want to cleanse yourself. You want to do a fast. You want to do
I quit eating meat when I was.
Okay, I get that, but
I haven't even had a cold since I've been walking around.
that's why you shouldn't take that Yabawaki.
Yeah.
But the main thing, this Bible cleanses you. That's a mentality, because once you could do that before, but once you get this truth in you, there's a different spirit that enters in you. That
mind is gonna
because this is the temple. You understand that this is the temple of the Lord.
It's like the scriptures help master life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. Is that it doesn't really can't say make things better. You understand why things are.
Okay.
You know,
Facts.
and that makes things better. You know, if you know that, like, we have family members that were evil, and we were taught a certain way that that's family, that we got to deal with them, and then we start learning that there's wicked people amongst our own people.
Definitely, I know about that.
We start learning about 2/3. We start learning about women and how women are, and how we're at a variance against them based off with the sin with Adam, and how women are nowadays. We understand. So now it's not like we're trying to get them to be the super Israelite woman that we want them to be, because we understand that we're under these curses right now. You know, even with us, you know, chasing your dreams and all that. It's like, nah, it's not the time. Once the scriptures and prophecy help us understand where we are and what we need to do.
Yeah. Go ahead and take something that's doable and wait for our time frame to come to transition.
Yeah. Speaking on you was talking about the word.
I appreciate the chat here, man.
No problem.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll get that Bible, man.
But just notice, though, the time is short. So these people who want to chase their dreams, no, that's not, no. Yeah. Salvation's at hand.
I tell them that life ain't gonna go on much longer.
I'm exactly. Hypothetically, I'm in a club with my luggage. With a drink, and my luggage right here, and I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm enjoying my life, but at the same time, my bags is packed. So I'm ready to go right now. You know,
that's the precept.
I could be enjoying. I could be at Olive Garden, my bag right here, and the Lord said, "Oh, it's time to go." You should be able to slide that plate, get up and go. You know,
get them appetizers.
Pretty much like that movie said on Heat. Don't mess with nothing that you can't get up and walk away from, because that's when they'll start pulling you.
Yeah. I can't leave.
What if you get a woman and she's a believer, so to speak, she believes in the truth, and she gets you to stop, you know, doing certain.
Hey, don't say never. Don't say never.
They could give you everything you want. Women have that power of persuasion.
What's saying the Apocrypha says many have gone out their ways
for women. Yeah, many men have gone out their ways for women.
But it's stronger. I'm king of the women.
I'm just thinking that, though.
In the Proverbs it says, "Give not thy strength unto women." Also. Yep. So even I trust that you are, but if you get a perfect woman, they can get you. They can hit you with the Delilah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Delilah was all in Samson.
Hey, Samson got hit. Adam got hit.
Oh, look. He think he better than that. Look, he better than
Adam.
There was some great men that got hit.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Go ahead.
70%. Yeah, 10-day water fast. My brother took me to a bar. He said Western Omaha. Right off the 77 and 56. Brothers wasn't really loud out there. So, you know, he went up there to get in. He didn't have the scripture Bible. About 6'1", maybe, weighed about 275. Not muscle. He said, for that, you ain't coming in. So I told my brother, come on, let's just go in. Nah, I don't want to do that. So he took me back over here, dropped me off my partner, get my car. So I'm going to go get my gun and go out and see. And then you got my piece. He said, oh, man, I left it with my girl out at the base. He was a boxer. He said, well, what's going on? I said, I just got something I got to have. So I eventually bumped into my little brother. My little brother about 6'1", about 200. Him, I, another cat, about 5 of them went out there. This one guy, he was out there with us, we had 2 carloads. There's only like 6 of us all together. But one brother, he was drinking beer, He said, hey man, you want some beer? I said, no man, I don't want none of that. I've been fasting for 10 days. That's why. I get out there. Then I walk up to the dude, I hit this dude hard as I can. All I do is turn his head. He come over top with one time. I drop down. I start hitting him in the abdomen, but when you fast, man, whatever your mind tells you to do, it's done with no restriction. I must have hit him about 10 times. Come up back and hit him in the chin. He grabbed for his gun. He said, help. I hit him again. Bam! He was so big. I put my foot in his side, grabbed his collar and beat him and knocked him out. I figured the fight was over. Right? He jumped out of his side. He said, get that ball head nigga. Yeah, baseball bat. I was like, oh no, man. I had on a knit back in the day. You had like a suede front.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna have to charge one of these dudes, man. They gonna work me over these bats. So I took my sweater off and charged this guy. Started swinging it. So when he swung with his bat, it knocked it down, man. I hit him in the throat. But man, that fight went on for about 40 minutes. They was trying to get me off my feet. They couldn't do it. So I learned from that it's not the lack of food that's in your body that gives you the strength. I'm sorry, it's not the food that's in your body that gives you strength, but it's the lack that keeps you from connecting with your spirit. Because you're out of the flesh.
Right.
You're so sharp. So that's what I learned about that.
That's true, your mind is heightened.
So I can do without anything.
That's true. Yeah.
I've done like 30-day green vessels.
But it really is just your body is like a rhythm, a machine. And when certain things start happening to us, our body will start kicking in certain gears, like adrenaline and different things like that kicks in. And when you go into shock, your body's in a survival mode where it is connected with your spirit. It starts separating, so you can start just tapping. It's like we gotta survive, and your body's gonna cut on the right switches to say you need energy, pop. You need to focus, pop. You need this, and it'll heighten everything.
And even if you see creation, I gotta, just to point out real something, even creation, even the human body like this, how does a gazelle know a lion is bad?
You just got that in. They grow that because they know it's an instinct. There's no deer school saying, hey, the lion, this thing you need to stay away from. There is no deer school. It's instinct, it's energy. Right, you can tell like when something like, that's why you always got to listen, that perception of energy, that perception of, oh man, this ain't right. But when you get to your body, because once you get, it's called fight or flight. It's called fight or flight. That's why your body don't know. If it says you got to run from something, your body reacts to that. Your body reacts. But what we've come, that's why the dietary law is such an important aspect of this truth. That's why I said earlier, when you learn this knowledge, you do get, you might take a few years, but eventually you're going to start eating right. I've seen it. You eventually learn to okay, I got to start eating this, I got to start eating that, because you learn to, because even your immune system is bioorganisms. So really, if you understand, your body is a community. It's not one thing looking back. If you look in the mirror, it's not one thing. Bro, no, you got a organism. You have a community in you.
That's what you have. Your bioorganisms, your immune system, if you look, all you got to do, go home and look at immune system on the microscope. Immune system is nothing but a little thing that goes through your blood cells. It finds some dirty stuff. It'll go around it and it'll just eat it. That's why you got to feed that. You got to feed that little thing better stuff to make it stronger so it can do its job. You understand that?
Got a definition.
Real quick.
A definition called homeostasis, which, you know,
Man, that's that.
Oh yeah. It says,
Yo.
Tendency towards stability among interdependent elements. You know, so you got different, like you said, the community, interdependent elements, but they all functioning as one. You know, so your body, the way the Lord made our body is everything's connected. You know, so we need energy. When we don't got energy, if we need to feed ourselves, like you can be hungry, and if you like need iron in your system, and you go and eat candy, it's gonna be like you're still gonna be hungry and you're gonna keep eating.
No, because there's no nutrients in there.
When the sun goes down, right, our melatonin kicks in, and if we don't obey how the Lord made everything, if we stay up, it goes off our melatonin, and that don't regulate how full we are. Because if you stay up late and say you watching TV and you up late, your melatonin gets unregulated, you can eat all night and you will never feel full. You will never feel full. And it's based off of your melatonin, you know?
How we doing?
Yeah, so
I hear healed a guy up with diabetes, man, in 6 weeks.
yeah.
He was shooting 3 times a day and 1 at night.
I mean, the medicine comes out of the earth, shit, you know?
Herbs and diet.
Good.
Had him do a liver flush.
And you know, a lot of that goes in the time we in now. We're in a time where this world keeps you constantly stressed. That's why if you're really in this truth and knowledge and you get the fullness of it, that's why it says eat this whole roll, because that's why the Lord said you got to cherish this temple, because through you cherishing and watching that temple, you do what? You serve the Lord better. It's like this: your mentality slips. Your mentality slips if you're not mineralized and you're not getting the herbs you need and you're not getting the rest you need. You're not even going to be in the right spirit to be like, okay, let me understand this. Even fasting with Ezra, when he was in there, what did the Lord tell him to do? He said, go and eat these flowers in the flowers and eat those flowers of the field.
And them essential oils, man, they got the essential oils. A lot of them are made from flowers, man. Some bad plants.
Come on, man. And think about this. We haven't even unlocked the fullness. That man got a cone stuck under his car. You see that?
A whole cone up under there.
He got a whole cone. Yo, that's funny. Ooh, twerk that cone.
Hey, well, brother, I'm glad I spoke with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to probably see him again. No doubt. You know, usually I don't come out of the house Friday night to Saturday.
Well, we happy you stopped by, my man.
Yeah.
Okay,
we got to go into some lot of, you know, that good. Hey, come on, man. Don't leave me in. Hey.
Y'all stay on it, man.
That precept you had, my brother.
Oh, yeah. No, because the brother was speaking about, you know, the scriptures being a guide and everything. This is 2 Timothy 3:16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works, man. So this word is supposed to feed your mind and allow you, persuade you, bring you to do good works, man. All right, not to do this word and being here deceitfully, all right, being a hireling or doing it for the wrong reasons. All right, it's good. Hey, the law is good if a man use it lawfully. All right, so hey, we got this word, and it's basically like downloaded. It's been on my spirit lately. It's like when you download an app or something on a computer, right? You can download it on your computer, but you still have to install it.
Damn.
So it's there, but you haven't opened the folder and broken it down so it can actually be utilized.
You gotta go up in that thing and deal with it.
Yeah, and it takes time, and you gotta wait and all of that. So it might be on your computer, but you still gotta install it, man. Just like this word, it might be in you. You might be listening and know a little bit, but if you're not installing it within your spirit, you're not gonna
be able to utilize it, man.
Yeah, what you do with it. Even you might install it, but you might do a wicked. You might be, you know. And I want to bring this precept out within that context because you could be a Pharisee of putting burdens on people and on. Like, you can know the system, so you can corrupt the system. So the scripture says in 1 Timothy's or it's like in Timothy's chapter 1, Titus chapter 1. That's what it was. Verse 15, it says, "Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and their conscience is defiled." So if you don't got a good spirit, this book is all about spiritual connection. If the spirit ain't dealing with you, you can read anything in there and take it wrong. It's like niggas, when they say like Jonathan and David, they try to make it sound like relationship. You know, like laying in the bosom is like niggas that go off the deep end, man. Like Johanna talking about committing sodomy and stuff like that. They had a nigga on the comment board saying, "Oh man, this is groundbreaking." Pretty much. Like, I'm glad you broke this down. Like, wait, like you can hear it in his like he he was getting ready to commit that sin. Yeah. That comment was like he's finna try to do that weekend, you know. I knew it. That wasn't that chill. Yeah. Spinning around. Yes. It's deep. I knew Susan.
This weekend.
Hey, it's going down.
I got one.
He over there buying lube and shit.
Wisdom of Solomon 1:4, for into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. So like your brother was saying, you can utilize it for the wrong reasons if you know the system.
I'm gonna say this for now everybody's sin, but it says subject unto sin. You're under the rule, you're living that life. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't, there's no way you can go and study all you want, but you're not gonna understand because your spirit is not even connected or linked in that path of righteousness, man. You know? Look at Esau, all the knowledge he can't understand the mysteries, man.
Oh yeah, I just got it. This is the book of let's see. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 15. In verse 51 it says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed."
That's right.
In a moment.
And it's a mystery too. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that's easy to be understood. You know what's amazing is to the people that understand it, it's like we don't get how you can't understand.
Yeah.
You know, that's how the spirit be cold. Like, like we be like, how you can you not? I mean, you know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you just like, how you just can't get it?
Yeah.
That's the power of the Lord, man.
Yeah. Even my man's that was up here, you could tell like there was like he was trying. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says what they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. That's why even us, all of us, you ain't got to ask, but I know all of us had an inkling before we came, even as young. The apostles say that. He said when he was a kid, he was into the scripture. He said, I heard him say it the other day. He said, man, I went to the movies. I go see the movie by myself because my guys wouldn't want to go see it with me. You go see them biblical movies. I was always in my mentality, even as a kid, there was something, I knew that there was a creator. I knew of that, it was just in my spirit, you know that.
Yeah, because I still watch those Bible movies till this day.
Yeah, I used to have a solemn spirit on me too when I'd watch like the 10 Commandments. There was no like, oh, I'm kicking. You know when you're a kid, you watch a movie, popcorn. I remember just like a solemn like, like oh snap.
Because watching those, I wouldn't eat. I would have the scriptures right in front of me, not knowing what I'm reading.
Damn.
But I'm making sure they're going by the scriptures though.
Jake was trying to prove him as a child. He said that your house shot
upright.
Yeah. We always around it, man. The Lord, because this is not just like a magical thing. The Holy Spirit works it pretty much guides us, and then it talks to us as it's guiding us. You know what I'm saying? It gives us the mother that we have. It gives us the environment, the state, how we grew up, the situations, and all this just like comes to this one moment, and then everything clicking, just transition into the truth.
That's right.
everything we went through. Our mothers reading the scriptures. I used to sit there and, why are you reading the Bible all the time? Don't you? You already read it one time, like, and you remember all that, and like, nah, here we are doing the same things that was just in our environments, you know. And you can see how the Lord did that, man, you know.
Now, this lady in my church, in my dad's church, my dad's church, the church I went to when I was in the world. Salaki about that, Salaki, right? Let's go Mayo. Now she said, she come up to me and said, one day you're going to be on TV. Now I didn't know what she meant by that. Now I know what she meant.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a TV, right?
Yeah, and that's a channel. That's why they call it a what? YouTube channel.
Yeah. YouTube channel, yeah.
So Sirach, chapter 1, verse 14, says, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful from the womb. You know, so I brought that out based on what saying you always had an inclination. You know, you didn't know no better, but in a sense you knew better. You know, like you always had that spirit was dwelling on you.
The Lord told Jeremiah, before I formed me in the belly,
I knew thee.
So what did he know? He knew our tendencies. We are like configured. You know what I'm saying? We're configured
To this truth.
Of course, the bodies. If the bodies make us go off, the body can give us an urge to do right too, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Lord created us to go a certain direction. We just can't perform at max level yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's like the Lord gonna have to give us those bodies. No matter how much we want to try, because like Paul said, that what I would not that I do. It's like we want to do right. We're trying, but these bodies don't allow us to do it. But at the same time, the Lord gave us just enough to keep our head above water, to remain humble, man, and to keep fighting until we get into the kingdom of heaven. Because if we did everything right now, we'd probably be some assholes, man. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you right all the time, man. Yeah. You know, it's humbling when you possibly can be wrong, you know, and be wrong.
Yeah, that's why it says, give me neither riches nor poverty, lest I be rich and forget the Most High. You know, you might get everything and be thinking that even Paul got that thorn so he wouldn't what? He didn't set it so he wouldn't puff himself up.
Yeah, so
like he was being taught directly from the Yahweh Shai.
And we all have a thorn in the flesh that keeps us humble.
Yeah, and now you know, and another thing, how do you know you don't choose that thorn? These thorns are accenting us. One thorn
we talked about last night.
Yeah, one thorn to another brother might not be a thorn. You might be able to deal with it. You might be like, shit, man, if I got this in my life, you be like, say you got a stubbed toe. You might not want to, stubbed toe might not bother the next man. But the other man, it might be a detriment to you. Oh yeah, this is wrong with me, but then it might not be wrong, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's customized to us. Like brother said, configuration. We've been groomed for this truth. Yeah. We've been groomed from the cartoons we watch, from the families we're around, from everything that we had was grooming us to this moment. That's why it's so heavy about the Most High I'm over here, because it says that what? A sparrow doesn't fall from the sky unless the Lord ordains it. So that means everything is that the Most High has it fine-tuned, like a watchmaker. You ever watch one of them Audemars or any kind of them self-going watches? All you got to do is turn it. You look in those watches, you see them things going, the screws are going. That means that watchmaker fine-tuned it where he only had to make it once. And his work was done. Why? His work kept going to itself. So that's the same thing with us. We're down, where our lives we're fine-tuned. Because it says, and he says we're worth more than many sparrows. So our lives are fine-tuned because what our lives do affect things, man. The way you move, like we were saying earlier, the way you move can affect your family. You can save people by the way you move.
I'd like to say this, the way you don't move too.
Damn.
You know, because action and the life thereof causes an effect. Yeah. You know, somebody's passed out dying and I don't do nothing. You know, it's like you're dead. Like, you know, so I just want to say that because sometimes you could think that the lack of action is you're not doing anything or you're not causing any harm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We are trees that bear fruit. You know what I'm saying? And if you a tree that bear fruit and you too high for everybody to get the fruit, the people gonna starve around you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you your tree, your fruit dropping and laying on people's head, giving people concussions and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like you gotta have the balance. You gotta give right when it's right. You know what I'm saying? Don't be upset when somebody pick from your tree. You're a tree. You know?
Now Esau's lack of belief, he got his whole nation destroyed.
Damn.
But Jacob's belief got his whole nation the birthright.
Yeah, and then what? That was a because they even the elite they say Jacob, they hate Jacob for getting over on Esau. But really, it wasn't Jacob getting over on Esau, it was Esau's what? Non-respect of the blessing.
Yeah,
if he respected his blessing as he should, you should be mad at Jacob, because if your forefather respected the blessing as he should have, he wouldn't have played with that.
Right. Yep.
He wouldn't even put that on the table. He would have been like, nah, bro, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You would have been like, you know what? Take that pottage, I'm not eating it. Right?
Right. That's a natural tendency to blame the world for your own misfortunes. But that's Esau's definitely. He don't appreciate it. Look at what he's doing to fresh oceans like America. The US of A did not look like this. It was actually a beautiful place, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some beautiful places here, but when you go to like even Afghanistan, you start going to certain areas, like, damn, this shit is beautiful. Babylon used to be, it had some perks to it. This bitch whack now, man, you know? Yeah.
You got broken roads, pipes busted, chemicals.
Building, look, you know, buildings all tore up.
Yeah, I remember that building was here the last time.
Yup. Malachi, they think they can build again, you know what I'm saying? But they're just destructive, man. They have a destructive nature.
I mean, even like the trees, I know the Elder Malcolm will be talking about the trees a lot. You got one tree that got green, one tree that ain't, you know, it's all yellow, and then one tree that ain't got nothing. They all on the same block.
Some trees
getting fed the same way, get the same water.
In the same water. I be going through that as a groundskeeper. The sun goes up and I'm trying to figure out, why is this bush small? You know what I'm saying? You sitting right next to you in a line of sunlight, you know, and one bush is huge and one bush is small. And it's like, man, that don't make no sense. This place is going down. It can't, like, nature can't keep up.
Damn.
Nature
Like
is
the
being
world
put out of
can't keep
business.
up, man. With all this pollution and sickness, like reproduction, water, like, you know what I'm saying, getting clean water, like the rain fucked up, so the water coming in the cycle. You know what I'm saying? This world is mourning, man. You know, the earth is mourning, the people are mourning. How is he not the devil? If not, then who is he, man?
It's back in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 52. It says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Real station.
I wanted to wave it down like, nah, this is some scarfish.
Yeah, it was. I felt it too. I was like, oh yeah. I should have put up that dos meals. They would have been done after that.
It says, for this incorruptible, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
That's right.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
That's right.
Oh,
It's said, death. Oh, Sloppy, go ahead, read it.
it says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?
Now, the sting of death is what? Sin. So no more sin. We're going to have the laws put in us, man. So there won't be no more sin, man.
Because sin
We
results,
won't have the need.
sin produces death, like real life death. You know what I'm saying? You commit adultery with another man, woman. The jealousy, the rage of a man can come in there and bust your head. You know what I'm saying? Jealousy in itself You know what I'm saying? From Cain envying Abel. You know what I'm saying? Like these type of actions produce death, man.
Jealousy is
You know,
rage.
eating pork, it's not like it's a magical thing to where you sin and something happens to answer that that's unrelated. If you eat pork, you're gonna get bad health and you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? You steal from somebody that won't bust your head.
Real quick, Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death. But the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh Shai Mashiach our Lord. So you're pretty much paying for yourself to be buried by sinning, man.
Hey, and it says that Proverbs 8:36. It says all they that sin love death. It says it clean. You know.
Yahweh told Cain, "What thou doest well shall thou not be accepted. What if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door."
That's it.
What comes with sin? Death, man. Extermination. That's what he's going to get.
And what does 2 Thessalonians say? It says what? The son of perdition.
Yeah, the son of destruction. Yeah, you look towards death. Everything you try to manipulate in society, you try to create death. You know what I'm saying? Same as how they build buildings that they go over. It says don't build house to house. You know, well if I build a house to house, I can get a little bit more money. Now people fighting and getting mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gonna have to block
Like, you can lose your shit off the size of your house.
Yeah.
Saying with a woman, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the studio and y'all get mad. You ain't got nowhere to go. Oh man, it's like in a fist fight.
Yeah. And even if you look at that law, that's it's heavy because think about this. Say you live in an apartment and you doing everything you need to do. You going to work 9 to 5. You doing anything, but then you live next door to some fuck up. They get to frying chicken wrong. Guess what? And that grease fire hit. Guess what? You gonna burn up the whole fucking building, and you and your possessions is stopped. Why? Because you know, see, that's the laws is of knowledge, man.
Can't sleep, motherfucker, loud as shit.
Man.
Playing Call of Duty 2 o'clock in the morning.
They got the microphone.
Talking about a med pack. You know what I'm saying? Look.
Man, that's cancer, man.
These Takis now, man.
I'm doing hot fries, golly, man. That's
That shit tastes like roast spring.
That's cancer.
I said it.
Yeah, I said it.
Tell my mom, dude, man.
So, 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
The sting of man, you go ahead, brother. The sting of death is sin, man. Right. You know?
And so we only know what sin is by the law. So if we break the law, what? Sins.
If you sin, it brings forth death. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. It's 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, it's really common sense.
If you boil the water, put rice in it. You know what I'm saying? Let the water go away. And this is what happens. This is the result. Ain't no like, oh, if you look at it like this, it ain't gonna, no. Yeah. It always produces that.
Right.
You know?
The law is really based on common sense.
That show how the Lord has closed their eyes, because it makes too much sense to not die. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you not want to die? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? You know, like, hey, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, man.
Damn.
You know, nobody in their mind like, I'm about to kill myself. Like, you know, like, but you're doing it, man. And then they're defending it. You know, like you gotta defend it.
They try to use Acts 10.
Look at that nigga woman with what's going on with our people. She turned her back on us through the government assistance program, and it's producing termites out here, niggas. And
termites.
They still say, well, it's the man's fault he's not around. You know what I'm saying? And it's like producing death. Niggas is dying at a long rate. Niggas is wild. They're dead spiritually and they're dying physically. And a woman can't say, you know what? This shit ain't working. Let me do the old way and go get married. And be submissive to the husband. But they just keep banging their head against the wall. Sin is you know, it's crack, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
They said they make sin a sport.
James 1:14, it says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. It's a whole process, I got you. But every man is tempted, James 1:14, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Now, what tempts you? Your flesh does, man. Your flesh tempts you.
Big booty attempted.
Yes.
Like a physical.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a physical thing. Yeah. And what women say, they'll wear all kind of provocative clothes and get mad at you for a regular nature that stimulates.
Yeah, like how the fuck are you mad at me for looking at you and you half naked?
But you know the thing about it, they want attention. What does it say? Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You don't think they look in that mirror before they look?
That's the last thing they look at when they get
Oh yeah, that's don't even. But what it is, like you said earlier, with the governmental supplemental income, what Esau did, he took the dependency that the woman would have on the man and he put it on himself. Because that's what would make because what at the end of the day, women don't have to generally they just got to depend on you. That's why they just have to trust you. They just have to be like, well, shit, he can provide for me. But what do? They put what? The government as the provider. So they took away one of the main ingredients it takes for a good relationship.
Yeah, Satan is a monster.
Ain't he? He's the devil.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna take because like your brother said, women hypergamous. They date up, they date for security, they date to be stable. And when you give them a system, an entity that's stable and not a man, when a woman's supposed to rely on a man, the Lord made a woman to rely on a man's stability, not a system's stability. And not relying on a system, and their affection is gonna go somewhere
to the system.
That's not natural. For you have an affection towards the system. You know, that's not a real person. You know? So now you depend on the system and the system's killing us.
The same system that's raw dogging them and leaving. Because you're telling them, well, the only way you'll get these food stamps is if your husband
And notice what they did during this pandemic. They doubled them up.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence in the system. They doubled food stamps. So someone if they were getting 500, they damn near got 1,000, man. It was so much that they were trying to give them out. That's how you know the women got feelings. They were like, shit, you want some of these stamps? Come on, man.
Yep. It says, then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
So basically, when that lust is strong enough in you, you will end up folding. Then you will end up sinning.
Yeah, like if anything results, you know, and you getting slapped the fuck out of, then you would not want to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you go in that door, what happens? Somebody slap the fuck out of you. Yeah. If you go upstairs, what happens? Somebody slap. I'm just not gonna go in that house, man. Like that's sin. Sin is that slap. You know, you sin, you get slapped. You do this, you get slapped. But our people just constantly keep sinning because at the end of the day, it's like pork has a natural salt to it. You know what I'm saying? It has a natural salt that have that shit that is there to sin. It's like I said, it's like crack. It's like an instant high, but the results is horrible. Yeah. You know, not that I know from experience. Or from the fucking crack epidemic. You know, niggas experience robots and shit. Word of mouth. Word of mouth shit. And word of sight out of eye of sight.
But like you said, sin has a
instant gratification.
It feels good, but then after, you're like, shit. I should have done that.
And with results, like it ain't like busting a nut, and then you're like, oh, I don't feel. It's like this bitch got AIDS. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm attached. I'm stuck with this bitch.
Plus, once you're done going off, you get an instant clear mind, like, shit.
Damn. Sin like you said, hey, this is a crazy comparison y'all brothers are hitting, because even with every, what do we know with every drug? The first high ain't like the second high, third high ain't like the first. So they're chasing that initial, like it's a danger factor. Some drug dealers, they like the sport, but they fall in love with the trunk full of kilos, and sometimes that becomes a thrill, like, oh shit, I made it. Then what? They want to get bigger load and then a bigger load. They're chasing that danger. That's the same thing with sin. They're chasing that, oh, they know the Lord told them, especially these sodomites and transgenders, that's what they're doing. They say, oh shit, well, we can be sodom. Now we want to wear a dress. Oh, now we want to do this. Now they're trying.
What's the nigga say, my nouns, pronouns and shit?
Now you don't even know what the fuck to call these people, man.
Then they got walls to back them. They really gonna change
It's like, shut the fuck up.
All my friends, kids be raised to be, courteous. Yes, ma'am, thank you, sir. Now you can't even call motherfucker sir or ma'am.
They got something that's pretty much like that Dave Chappelle thing. They're getting at him because he pretty much is a LGBTQ+. Because they're trying to bring in more shit, man. And half these niggas, Jake, and half these niggas started sinning. They took it at fruit. And Esau had a bigger plan. They like, wait, you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these niggas wanted to be lesbians and shit. And it was cool right there. But then now they came with pedosexuals. Like, god damn, hold up, man. It's too much. Like, too late. It's already in motion.
It's already gone.
It's already in motion. When sin comes forth, and it brings forth death. It brings forth pedos and transgenders. And now you don't know what's what and who's who. Women got power. That's off. And they got so much power that they don't want to be catcalled and they don't know how to be married anymore. You know what I'm saying? Men, you got to be who you want. I got beta males and niggas trying to fight. It's all. These niggas are menace to society, out there upholding the worst structure on planet Earth, man. Like that's what freedom, like the scriptures say, through liberty, they loathe the law, man. The Lord gave us up to our own devices so we can really display who we really are. He put us in a free world. It's like free range. Like you can do what you want. There's rules, but technically you can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell you they take you to a grocery store and say go get what you want. And you come back with all snacks and shit. That's who you really are. Come back with noodles and shit. Like,
he got about he got about the whole aisle of noodles, soda.
Mountain Dew by the cases. Like, you don't want no healthy food. You know what I'm saying? But we, the men of the Lord, we step back off that. There's so much to life that can entice us, but we choose not to take that path, man. That's why we're not trickable like these other entities are, ISUBKs, and you don't see us on Sonetta TV, but Sonetta had to come to us, man. Via through the Dallas, and like you said, man, we got the purest information, man. It's pure. He came back like he ain't shit, but he be doing some due diligent things, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't click with him, But he say stuff and you can't deny it, man.
I mean, look at nature. The nature will tell you that. If you leave your back light on your porch, guess what happens? You get all types of moths, bugs. One morning I woke up, man, there was a damn insect about this big in the damn back because I left my damn light on. It looked like an old creature, like an old fly, had a pincher on it and everything. I said, golly, what is this? But that show you this light. That's how you know it's the light, because look what we're attracting. We're attracting all types of what you go to. You might get a moth, a fly, a bee. Just like the scripture said this truth is likened unto a net that was cast out to the world and pulled it up. And you got what? Some good and some bad. But it's the truth. That's how we know this is the truth, because what? It's drawing men to it, man. We don't got to go find these guys. They come and find us.
If it wasn't of the Most High, come to naught.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And this thing is flourishing. Christianity is a sinking ship, man. Christianity is on its last leg, man.
Ride it out till the cutout.
Okay, gotcha. I'll let you know. He ain't holding up at all.
Back in 1 Corinthians 15, at verse 57. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
See, man? You see? So, we have the victory over the flesh, man. Right? Because during the hour of temptation, your flesh is going to want you to take the fucking chip. But your spirit like, no, I can't do that. So you have to do what? You have to fight the flesh, man. You have to fight the flesh. And the flesh is wicked, man. The flesh is evil. It's evil, man.
It's evil. It's integrity to be righteous in this society, man.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the worst it is. Like we got free range to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And we're here.
Yep.
You know, yet we're here. These niggas be taking that marvelous, magnificent, marvelous medication, and you want to work, you want to go to concerts, and it's like, and nobody can really technically tell you anything. Like in our reality, we can't yoke nobody up out here behind nothing of the scriptures. We can't yoke you up. You know, we ain't in the time of the old covenant when we can yoke you up. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, what? That pork, nigga, like, hey, you got a pork. You know, like,
Men of Israel.
Men of Israel, he so mad on his